Hey, what's going on? I'm Deputy Thomas, and this is Law Enforcement Explains. As you can see, it's another live stream. So if this is your first time visiting the channel and you want to learn anything law enforcement related, hit that red subscribe button. Hey, today's live stream is going to be about the police DQ letter. So stand by and let me explain. Alright, so hopefully you guys will never have to experience, the feeling I experienced when I received a letter like this. It's not a good feeling, and so I'm just going to break down the whole process of when I got my letter. So when you apply for a police agency, sheriff department, police department, you got to answer a questionnaire. And on one of those questions on the questionnaire is, have you ever used any drugs and all this other stupid stuff. So, of course, well, I'm not going to say of course, but I used marijuana before. So I wrote that I used marijuana. Another question is when the last time you used. So I wrote down what's the last time I used marijuana, which was 7 months before I applied for the department, which was stupid. So don't apply for a department if you just smoked weed, 7th month or a year before. So anyway, filling out the application, turn the application, go about my business. 2 weeks later, me and my wife, well, she was my girlfriend at the time, so me and her are driving down the street. We get home, go to the mailbox, and in the mailbox, she's like, hey, it's a letter from the sheriff department. So I get the letter, and her being her, she says, hopefully it's not a DQ letter. And I just give her a look like, I can't believe you just said that, because you just freaking jinx it. And I kid you guys not, I open it, pull the letter out, and this is what the letter shows. Let's take a look at it. So this is what I seen in the letter. I'm going to read it to you guys. Basically, dear Mr. Thomas, so we have evaluated your application and qualifications for the position of Deputy Sheriff Trainee and regret to inform you that you are not selected for the position due to issues involving recent marijuana usage or use. This disqualification may be permanent. However, under all circumstances, you are not ineligible to reapply to take the written examination within a year or the date from this letter. And it goes on with blah blah. If you want to appeal it, couldn't appeal it because hey, my dumb self, smoked marijuana recently like a dummy. So after getting that letter, I couldn't do anything about that. And there's a few reasons why you can get a DQ letter. One obviously is the drugs. I put a note down in my phone, so let me read you guys some of the other reasons. So you can get a letter if you apply and you're a convicted felon. I don't know why you apply if you're a convicted felon. Some misdemeanors will get you this letter. If you put down you were freaking, arrested for, falsifying or a police report, or not a police report, a report or whatever. If you're dishonorable discharge in the military, you can possibly receive this letter. If you had a bad driving record, like if you got deuce, which is drunk driving, if you're arrested for that, it's probably best to wait at least 5 or 10 years before that's off your record, or it's it's in the past, because most agencies are not going to pick you up for having a deuce on your record. Another big thing that people don't know about and they kind of overlook it is having bad credit. Having bad credit will get you one of these letters because the departments, not all departments, most departments, my department, looks at bad credit as, hey, we're going to put this dude on the street, and when you're a cop, you arresting drug dealers that got a grip of money. And it's easy for somebody, and it's easier for a rich person to do this too, to, take a couple hundred from that stack of 100,000 and put it in your pocket and go about your business. So they don't want to take the risk of someone bad credit, and debt that's going to, take briberies basically. I already mentioned the drug usage, past employment. Now, if you had like 50, that's an exaggeration, but if you had like 20 jobs within the last 5 years, that's not a good sign, bro. It's really not. So if you can, wait until you get your stuff stable. You've been at a job for 2-3 years and you can have that on your work history. Another big one, and I think it was either Mike the Cop or Officer 401 just made a video on this, is having social media like Facebook, and we don't even know about MySpace anymore, but like Instagram, any social media you're going to have nowadays. When you apply for a department, they ask for your password and they ask for your social media account. So they're going to dig all in that stuff. They're going to be looking at your messages. They're going to be looking at see if you're throwing up any gang signs and any pictures. They're gonna be looking like if you got any tats that you didn't, display in your application or say in your application. So if you can, do not use social media in a bad way. If you are racist, and there are racist cops, but if you are racist, bro, you better delete whatever you did in the past, because that stuff will show up. So to go back on my little DQ letter with this marijuana stuff, most cops do not care about marijuana. I don't care about marijuana. If it's a little blunt that you got in your car, I'm telling you right now, I don't care about it. And most cops do that. Now it depends. If you're at a smaller station and guys are just freaking bored out of your mind, these cops might pick on you with marijuana. I have never really arrested. Well, I actually did. I arrested 2 dudes, actually 3, because 2 of these guys were in the same boat. So one guy arrested for marijuana I was just citing him out for marijuana, little sight for having, I think, less than an ounce, citing him out. He had attitude, so he didn't want to sign the report. He didn't want to sign a citation. So if you guys ever seen that video I made about refusing to sign a citation, so this dude refused to sign my cite, and he ended up going to jail. The other time I arrested these 2 dudes for marijuana, this one is a little funny story. So I get to the station right before my shift. It's like 12:30. I get to the station, posted up. A call comes out. It doesn't come to me because of my partner. So she's sitting in another car, but she's a trainee. Trainees don't usually leave the station without their TOs. So it was me and her, and she had her own car. So the call goes to her. She looks at me like, "Hey, sir, my TO's not here yet. You mind taking the call?" So I'm like, no problem. Get on the radio. A dispatch, send me the call. They send me the call. And now every single police station and every single agency has a city, and in that city there have apartment complexes that are pieces of, I'm trying not to cuss on this stream, but pieces of crap. Every agency has that. So that's where the call was. It was a 415 family, which is a family disturbance call. So, and I know this apartment complex is BO, so it's just gangstered out. So I get on the radio. Hey, do I have any assistant units that can respond to this location with me? So we rolling in tandem. One unit's behind me. We get to the location. It's an apartment complex. It has a gate and then another gate. So me and my partner jump out the car. We're walking inside the gate, and I don't see anybody. So I go inside the second gate, and I see a guy on my left, but I'm not worried about him, because typically when you're a cop, you kind of do a quick scan of the suspect, or scan of anybody. You scan them like RoboCop. So I don't see any threats. So I continue walking, and to my right, I see a guy on my right side, and in his hand is a big, I don't know if you guys seen it, but it's a gallon bag, and it's huge. So and inside that gallon bag, he had like a grip of marijuana, a grip of weed in that bag. So I look, and it happened so quick, I had to do a double take. So I look, and I grab it. I grab his arm, cuff him up. My partner, if you have a squared away partner, he's gonna do the exact same thing. He already knows what's going on. So he goes to the other boy, the suspect or whatever, grab him, cuff him up. And on the table that this dude was filling the bag up with, it was full of marijuana. It was like a little kiddie table that you see little kids sit on, but it was full of marijuana. So after I gaffled this guy up, he's all like, "Man, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is legal. This is legal. It's not even a lot of marijuana." And this is just when California made marijuana legal. So people are so stupid, they don't know the law, and they think that just because something is legal, you can have even though it's not legal federally. You can have as much marijuana you want to, and you can freaking roll it up in front of the whole apartment complex. So anyway, gaffle that dude up, and I tell my partner, "Hey, bro, stay next to the weed, because it's evidence, obviously. Because I'm already know I'm about to take both of these dudes for possession of for sales." So I grab one, and I grab the other one. So I'm walking down the courtyard with one in my arm, one in my left hand, I'm grabbing his bicep, other one in my right hand, grabbing his bicep, walking down the courtyard. As I'm walking, the one on my left side, which was the younger of the two, I think he was like 18, 19, not too sure. The other one was like 20, 25. So as I'm walking, they're 2 Hispanics too. So I'm walking, and then he's like, he's like, "I effing hate cops. I effing hate cops." And he looks at me, he's like, "Pinche mayate." And if you don't speak Spanish or you don't speak slang Spanish, pinche mayate is basically saying effing N-word. I'm a black cop. You put it together. Effing N-word. So he looks at me, he said, "Pinche mayate." And then he goes, spits, bam, smacks me in my face. He smacks me on my falls on my uniform. And in that split second, when he spits on me, I grabbed both of these dudes. This dude on my right side was smooth. He wasn't doing anything. He was cool. But I just can't go to the ground with this dude and let this dude kick me in my head while I'm on the floor. So I slam them both on the floor. My partner hears the commotion, so he runs out. He jumps on the floor with us. Now we're going 4 for 10, basically fighting each other. Even though these guys were cuffed up, oh boy, the young one that spit on me, he was still kicking his feet, acting stupid, kicking his feet. So, while he's kicking his feet, I'm holding his legs. I'm getting on the radio, 1033, giving a patch, deputy involved fight. And the units to my location. I spit out my location. Units roll up. We finish the situation. So those dudes go to jail. I got to book the evidence, write this report. I was in the report writing room at least for 5 hours on that one report. I'm a slow writer. So I was 5-6 hours writing that stupid report, booking that EV. Long story short, 4 months later goes by, I'm driving down the street, and that apartment complex, I like going over there because I know I'm going to get dope, I'm going to get guns, I'm going to get whatever. So I'm driving down there, I see old boy, the one that spit on my face, and my ego got the best of me because I probably shouldn't have, talked to him again, even though I just got in a fight with this dude. So, I pull over, jump out, thinking he's on probation because he spat at a cop, which is a battery. Even though it was not physical, like he didn't punch me or anything. If you spit, it's still considered a battery. So jump out the car, approach him. Hey, what's up, bro? Not gangbanger sound like what's up, but it's like, hey, what's going on? You on parole or probation? He's like, nah. So he didn't recognize me because all he saw was a black cop in a freaking sheriff uniform. So he's like, no, I'm not on probation. I'm like, oh. I was like, do you remember me? He was like, no, who are you? I was like, hey, I'm the cop that you spat on. He was like, oh, okay. Like, hey, I give him credit. He's like, he didn't care. He was like, oh, okay. So I was like, hey, what ended up happening with that case? He was like, nothing. And you're gonna find out when you join the police department, the criminal justice system sucks. Like you're gonna be taking so many meth heads, so many crackheads to jail, and they're gonna be walking the streets like in 3 hours. It's pathetic. The only time these dudes stay in the jail when it's a felony, so it's kind of pathetic.